Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. What a crazy 24 hours it's been. Honestly, crazy. I wish you guys could get to see what goes on behind the scenes. Look, I don't get to see and hear everything, but what I do, madness. The conspiracy theories, the finger pointing, the accusations, tweets being put up, then deleted. It's crazy. Look, I knew about this Floyd Schofield Jr. issue just as I was about to make my way to the grand arrival. So I knew he wasn't going to be there at the grand arrivals. And when I got there, I spoke to my producer and I was like, we need to talk about this. Like, we need to say something. And we were kind of told to stay tight-lipped, which annoyed me a little bit because it then came out, I think, 30 minutes after coming off air. And I was like, why didn't we speak about it? But look, all right, here we are right now. It's 11:30 in the morning. Right now, we know that Floyd Schofield Jr. is out. And we know that Josh Padley is in. What a crazy story and journey for Josh Padley. Like, who knew Josh Padley outside of the hardcore boxing fans 8 months ago? He then was on the undercard of AJ Dubois, caused an upset, beating Mark Chamberlain, and now he's on his way to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to fight a pound-for-pound star, the current WBC lightweight champion, and he's about to make some money, some good money as well. This is a guy that has a full-time job. Like, when he doesn't box, he works full-time. Not anymore, maybe. Not anymore. So look, good luck to Josh Padley. I'm going to talk about Josh Padley and why I think he's deserving of the opportunity as well. I know a few names were put forward, but I don't think Josh is a bad replacement. I do wonder what weight this fight's going to be at. Like, surely Josh Padley's not going to try and make 135. Surely this is some sort of catch weight at 144 or something. Like, there's no way Josh Padley walks around close to a lightweight and can then trim off. I don't even know what he would. Like, Josh Padley probably walks around at about 150 something, maybe even 160. There's no way he's getting down to 135 in 3 days, healthily. No way. But we'll talk about it anyway. Let's talk about Floyd Schofield very quickly. Again, so many conspiracy theories, apologies, are being thrown out there. The one that needs to be shut down immediately is that fucking Floyd Schofield has somehow ducked SHAKUR Stevenson and has found a way out. Are you crazy? Like, what's wrong with boxing fans? Like, boxing fans must be the crazy, well, actually, that's not true. But they're up there as the craziest sport fans in the world. So you think Floyd Schofield, who asked and begged and fought for this fight, is somehow on the 11th hour gonna duck it? What? Gonna duck the opportunity to become a world champion, gonna duck the opportunity to make 7 figures. I'm hearing he's making upwards of $1 million. He's going to do that because what? Because he's somehow scared of SHAKUR Stevenson, the guy he's been calling out for several months. Let's get rid of that crap straight away. This is my conspiracy theory, or what I think has happened. And ultimately, the only people that know for true what's happened is Floyd Schofield Sr. and Jr. and maybe some inner circle people. That's it. This is what I think has happened. I saw Floyd on Monday. And I think I said it on the video yesterday. I thought, my God, he's massive. Like, he was taller than I thought he was going to be, but it was thick set as well. And I was thinking, you got to make the weight in 3-4 days. And I looked at him and thought, damn, you're a big boy. Now, I don't know, and the American viewers can jump in on this one. I don't know if in America you have the check weights like the British Boxing Board of Control do. I'm not quite sure, but the British Boxing Board of Control have check weights to make sure that all the fighters are making weight safely. Now, if surely Floyd Schofield Jr. would have known this in his team, but if they didn't, and then they were told, okay, you've got to make a check weight, and they've tried to then make weight, like tried to quickly remove some weight, that could be the reason he was hospitalized. That's my theory with it. Because again, when I saw him, I was very surprised by how big he was. I don't know what the check weight is, but maybe him and his team didn't quite know about that because they've never fought under the British Boxing Board of Control rules before. They don't have a British promoter, right? I mean, his promoter is Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, SHAKUR Stevenson would know all about this. Eddie would have informed him. He would know about this, right? Maybe Floyd didn't. Or maybe he forgot because he's not used to it, right? And maybe he's tried to cut so much weight very quickly and he's been hospitalized. Obviously, his dad's reasoning is he was poisoned. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I wouldn't say poisoned, He might have, like, there's a difference, isn't there? There's poisoned, you ate something and your stomach didn't take to it, or poison where someone's fucking poisoned you. And I don't think it's that. Come on, why? I don't think it's that at all. But yeah, Floyd Schofield is out. I feel sorry for him. Again, this guy scratched and begged and pleaded for this fight. Remember, Oscar said, no, you're not having this fight. And him and his dad were like, no, we want this fight. Give us this fight. He got this fight. This is the greatest fight card of my lifetime. Do you think he's pulling out because he's scared? Like, oh, it's just hit him. Like, oh my God, I'm fighting SHAKUR. I have to find a way out. Don't be foolish. Feel sorry for the kid. I mean, his dad showed the videos of him in hospital, unless you think that was fucking staged as well. I mean, come on, people. Come on. So he's out of the fight. Now, I thought they might pull SHAKUR from it as well. There are other fight cards for SHAKUR to go on in the next few months, man. I thought they might pull SHAKUR from it and say, okay, look, sit this one out. There's no one that we can get on 3 or 4 days replacement, sit this one out. But if you're SHAKUR, you're like, well, no. I haven't fought since, when did he fight? June? I've been injured. I was supposed to fight in October. I had hand surgery. I just want to fight. I've done all the things I need to do. I've done all the media. I've done the weight cut. I've done fight camp. I've done everything. I just want to fight. So they had until yesterday. I think the cutoff was yesterday, 9 p.m. to find someone. There were a few names. There was a Moroccan kid who I didn't know about, and there was Josh Padley. Now, this is the thing about Josh Padley. There will be some that have no idea who Josh Padley is. Josh Padley probably has on his resume a bigger win than Floyd Schofield in that Mark Chamberlain win. Remember, this is a Mark Chamberlain. I'm just going to give you a bit of a history lesson here. If he beat Josh Padley, was going to fight Berinchik, who just recently lost to Keyshawn Davis. He was literally lined up to fight Berinchik. That was going to happen. This is no joke. I say all that to say how good Josh Padley is to beat Mark Chamberlain. Like, Mark Chamberlain was on a bit of a run, and Josh Padley beat him up. So he can fight. He's unbeaten. I think he's 15-0. He can fight. The only problem is he's taking this fight on 3 days' notice. The other bigger problem, he's fighting SHAKUR Stevenson. But what I'm trying to say is that he's no scrub. He's no scrub. So don't look at it as though SHAKUR is just going to come in and blow him out of the water. SHAKUR should beat him comfortably. But I think it's as good a replacement you're going to get on 3-4 days' notice. Fighters now, especially with Riyadh season and these Ring Magazine cards, and just in general, by the way, it's your job. Stay in shape. Stay in shape and stay close to your weight. Like, the idea of ballooning 40, 50, some even more, by the way, outside of your weight class, for me is a joke. For me, that means you go into fight camp to lose weight rather than going into fight camp to sharpen your tools. So if I'm any fighter nowadays, you stay around your weight class because you never know when that call's going to come. The UFC always have fighters on standby for the biggest fights. Always have. Most of you might not know that, but it's true. They always have a fighter on standby because if the main event, something happens with one of the main event fighters, they've got someone ready. So someone will do a fight camp, someone will get on the scales, make weight, and someone will get paid a bit of money even though they've not fought, just because of what they've done. And I have to think that boxing might have to start doing that as well. It might have to start doing it. But, SHAKUR Stevenson stays on the card. He fights Josh Padley. I'm happy for SHAKUR. I mean, good luck to Josh because he's going to take his frustration out on Josh. But spare a thought for Floyd Schofield as well, people. Don't be so harsh and say, he didn't want to fight. He's running away. Dude, this fight, win or lose, would have been the biggest paycheck, the biggest opportunity. And I actually think he would put up a good fight. I really think he would put up a good fight. Obviously, SHAKUR was the favourite, but it's harsh on the kid. It is harsh on him. But, it's been a crazy 24 hours. Honestly, crazy. But here we are now. Josh Padley on his way to Saudi Arabia to try and change his life. I mean, he's kind of changed it already. But I'm happy because you beat Mark Chamberlain, and I kind of heard nothing about Josh Padley. Like, you got the biggest win of your life. You beat a guy who was His Excellency's favourite fighter, which is so random. And then it's almost like, what's going on with Josh Padley? Well, we know what's going on. He's fighting SHAKUR Stevenson. Fucking crazy. Honestly, crazy 24 hours. You know how good this card is? Like, I was saying this to Ariel yesterday on our show. I was like, the card is so good that even if SHAKUR Stevenson was removed from it against Floyd Schofield, didn't damage the card at all. Like, in fact, it was like, okay, this card's kind of long. This removes about, because I think that fight would have gone points, this removes about an hour from the build-up, from the fight, from the announcement, from the ring interviews. So I thought this is good. So in the end, SHAKUR stays on it. And in the end, Josh Padley's hit the lottery. I mean, if Floyd Schofield was going to get $1 million, Josh Padley's getting very, very high six figures. Very high six figures. Fucking congratulations to him. I can't wait to speak to him about this. All right, let's kind of get on track. Let's see where we are. Robert Garcia reckons that Virgil Ortiz Jr., Israel Madrimov will steal the night. Yeah, could do. We know, you watch Virgil fights one way. I mean, that man, good luck trying to take that man down. And Madrimov's such a fantastic fighter as well. He is. I mean, everyone's talking about the Terence Crawford fight because he's almost become famous because of a loss. Go and watch the Kurbanov fight that was over here where he won the title, bashed up Kurbanov. Kurbanov was unbeaten. Good fighter, very, very good fighter. Keyshawn Davis seeking 3 more fights in 2025, including Pitbull Cruz. I like the Pitbull Cruz fight. He's not fighting 3 more times. Like what world champion fights 4 times a year that isn't named Nick Bull? Like, it just doesn't happen. I mean, I'd love it to happen, but he's not fighting. I wouldn't mind seeing him versus, obviously, Isaac Cruz makes sense. I wouldn't mind seeing him against Frank Martin. I think that makes sense as well. I mean, the dream ones, obviously, Javante Loma, ain't happening. Honestly, ain't happening. All right, anything else? Dimitri Bivol, more punches and more endurance in Artur Beterbiev rematch. We're going to do a separate breakdown of that fight, so I'm not going to talk about it now. There's loads I've got to do breakdowns in so many fights. I've got to do Virgil Ortiz, Madrimov. I've got to do Hamza Shiraz, Carlos Adames, Dubois. I was going to do one of those today, and all of a sudden, this fucking news came out. All right, guys, that was it. Very, very quick video. I've got to get ready. We are making our way to the public workouts, and hopefully we get SHAKUR Stevenson. I've asked for it. SHAKUR Stevenson on the show, and Eddie, and hopefully Oscar's arrived now, so we can clear this mess up. Like, clear up all the rumors, all this conspiracy theories, all the finger pointing. I have a feeling that Oscar and Eddie are going to go toe-to-toe on this one. In fact, I'm going to put a request in to get Oscar and Eddie in the studio.